Hello and welcome to Benz Addiction. If you remember, I have this SL500 R230 with multiple issues and it's a non-runner. The first project is the fuel pump, I think, because we have fuel issues over here. I'll show you in a second. So here is the problem. I heard the fuel pump for a second, primed the system, but the fuel pressure is dropping and should be able to maintain that 54 psi for at least 30 minutes after shutting off the engine. So I definitely can see a problem over here. It's now showing 0 because the fuel is going somewhere. It's either the fuel pump or the fuel regulator. But since the seller of the vehicle mentioned that he replaced the fuel pump with a non-Mercedes even fuel pump, and I've inspected underneath the car, and yes, it seems like it's not working. So let's go ahead and check it out. The fuel pump and the filter of this 2002 SL500 is located above the rear axle, above the rear differential. Let's go and have a look together. Okay, this is the rear wheel and this is the right hand side of the car. Above the rear axle, you'll see that something is hanging from there, and that's the connector, and that's the fuel pump. And this is the right hand side of the car, so this is the fuel pump. And the other side, if you go further, you'll see the fuel filter over here. And there are actually 2 inlets, 2 outlets, as far as I can see, and almost on top of the diff center. So what you need is a fuel pump kit, and I'll put the part number for you if you want to purchase that. And this fuel pump is like any other fuel pump. The inlet has a little mesh filter over here, as you can see, but this is actually the outlet from the tank. So it straight away it goes inside this fuel pump. And then you need a few torches. You need, if you might need some connectors and crimping tool and removal of the clamps and removal of the hose tool if you want, and definitely something to stop the fuel. And I'm not even sure if these are going to help, but this medium size one is, I think it's going to help. And if you can get rid of the fuel in the fuel tank, that would be a good idea, because it's going to be a major hazard. You might end up with fuel everywhere. Be cautious about that. So let's go underneath the car and have a look to see what we can do. Definitely you need safety glasses on, and be very careful working underneath this car, especially with the ABS system and all the hydraulic and all the crap underneath the car, and make sure you lift it properly and safely. So if you want to use a Mercedes tool, the one on the left hand side is specifically for clamping and cutting the fuel flow from the tank to the pump. That is the proper tool to handle this job. And on the right hand side top, you can see the fuel tank diagram with the fuel filter and fuel pump. Fuel pump is almost showing by number 1. As I said, this is not the Mercedes fuel pump, so yours might be different. And as you can see, the connector is replaced as well. So let's go ahead and remove this connector. That's it. This part was easy. And next we are going to, and if you do not trust such a tool, you might want to make your own tool, or make the MB tool. That's easy too. It's a U-clamp only with 2 nuts and a piece of metal. So I'm going to try this to see if this works or not. Just a little modification for ease of use. So I'm going to insert it from top because we don't have much of room, and then from this side I'm going to use my vice grip to clamp it. Okay, and this is the V3, the version 3 of my clamp. This is the most important part for me because I've got 80 liters of fuel in the tank. So I just don't want any hazard here or leaks or anything like that. Prepare a bucket and towel, and I think that should be it. little focus here, you'll see that it's actually not too bad. So one side is done, removed, and this is a dodgy way of, making another fuel pump to fit a bigger diameter hose. So using two hoses on top of each other with a clamp. So basically two clamps, not a big job except stopping the fuel. Next, I'm going to remove the clamp over here, the installation mount over there, to make a clamp for my new pump myself. It should be made out of rubber, should be hanging on from two rubbers in order to avoid making noise. This one was making so much noise because this installation was not standard, and the metal on metal makes a lot of noise with a fuel pump. So basically we've got a VW pump, which is made in Germany, instead of this pump over here, and the length is very different too. And this is 90 degree and this is straight. But the bigger problem is also mounting it from only using one of these rubbers and using a cable tie. That is going to make a lot of noise, because if this pump touches the this clamp over here, there will be all the noise amplified through the body. So the thing is, the other issue is, if you blow from the outlet of a pump, you should not be able to blow at all. But if it leaks, that means this pump returns the fuel into the tank, which is not good, and that causes longer startup time and bigger issues. This one is doing very well. So I'm going to swap these cables into my new pump, and then I will talk to you later. Here is how it should be balanced and hanging from the rubber, not just simple cable ties. Of course, this is cable tie, but this is rubber. It's not gonna transfer the noise and vibration to the chassis. Okay, over here everything is in place, hanging from rubbers, not touching the body, and the cables are secured with cable ties, and clamps are tight enough, and you need to inspect the high pressure fuel line from fuel pump to the filter, because that's prone to be worn and leak. So inspect it, and if needed, replace it. That's the best time to do so. So now everything is properly fitted. Let's go ahead and check the fuel pressure to see if we have healthy fuel pressure or not. Okay, this is looking much better. With the fuel pump priming for 4 seconds, we have 50 psi of fuel pressure already in the rail. And I know for the beginning it might go down a bit because the system is not primed fully. There is air in the system, but it looks very good. Very happy. Just make sure to check underneath the car for leak, especially the high pressure fuel line. Making sure that it's not leaking or things like that. Let's prime the system again. That's another 4 seconds. And this time, as I said, it should be sitting at 54 psi, which is exactly doing so. So, beautiful. Great results. We have replaced the fuel pump, and you can replace the fuel filter if needed. And that maybe saves some time while you're underneath the car. It's almost 24 hours later. I still have 20 psi of fuel pressure inside the fuel rail. So that's even enough to start up this car now without any problem. It seems like the system is healthy, but since this car hasn't been running for a long time, I do not fault this lower pressure, because this car needs a bit of lubrication in terms of gas going to the rail injectors and even the fuel pump itself. So And then after few rides and few hundred kilometers, we can judge the system for its holding up the pressure correctly or not. Okay, now that everything is connected, let's go ahead and try to start the engine. Guys, thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing. Have a great day. Enjoy your Mercedes. Bye.
Phil.
3, 2, 1.